Hello and welcome. My name is Zara and I'm going to take you through the astrology for October 2025. Please do watch your rising, sun and moon sign. Now, with the astrology of October, we're out of eclipse season, which is great, but we are still coming off that eclipse energy and everything that's happened in September. So there's a lot of processing that is going on in the month of October. On the 6th of October, we've got Mercury entering into Scorpio. This is going to give us truth about relationships, empowerment in thought. Communication will be very revealing. This is where people are going to be just saying what they feel. The secrets, the truth, the ugly truth, it all comes to the surface. Manipulations, control, power plays, power dynamics, seeking out revenge. All those people that feel those things within themselves will be feeling it a lot more in an intense manner. So this is going to really push people a lot. Mars is also in Scorpio. Mars is at home in Scorpio. But Mars in Scorpio is where we can internalize our feelings and want to take action. So there's quite a lot of deep, aggressive energy that's coming through, right? This is Scorpio. You don't play with this energy. It's a lot about getting deep, getting real, and it can be intense. It's not a light breeze. Okay, it's intensity, and they are going to be in a square to Pluto in Aquarius retrograde, especially on the 6th when Mercury enters into Scorpio. So intense feelings, revelations, truth, power dynamics are coming through. So be aware of what people are saying to you during this month. Don't commit to anything. Okay, especially on the day when Mercury is in Scorpio in a square to Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. Give it some time, and then you can proceed. So on the 13th, after the 13th. Now on the 13th, we're going to have Venus enter into Libra. Venus is at home in Libra. We got a lot of plans coming home. I love that Mars in Scorpio. It's great for action, motivation, and moving forward with things. You can really use this energy to work on goals instead of getting involved in drama. Venus in Libra is all about money and relationships. Venus rules over love, money, finances, luxury, and is at home in Libra. And this is where we focus on our business relationships and our closest relationships as well. On the 14th, we have Pluto going direct in Aquarius. This is going to give us a lot of revelations, a lot of truthful moments, a lot of power plays being brought to the surface. This is where our psychology becomes highlighted, and what we have within our own psychology, in our own mindset, in our own subconscious comes to the surface. I feel as though a lot of fears will be brought to the surface in the beginning of the month, especially with the squares to Pluto, okay? But when Pluto goes direct, we gain the clarity, we see the truth, we know where we stand, and we can embrace our power. As Pluto builds, with it now being direct in October, we are feeling more empowered and we can connect to more empowered individuals. But before then, there's a lot of deception that needs to be revealed. On the 7th, we have a full moon in Aries. Now, again, Mars ruled. Notice all this Martian energy in the month of October. Mars is at home in Scorpio. Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius. It's making, right? Squares to Mercury, which is also in Scorpio from the 6th. Tensions are brewing, no doubt. Okay, so with that being said, Aries is ruled by Mars. So Mars being a Scorpio is very important for this full moon, and we are going to be feeling things rather intense, passionately, strongly, obsessiveness, fiery energy. Great full moon to use to make cardinal change to your life through the passion within you. Okay, Aries is where we find our courage. It's where we take lead, and we'll be asking ourselves, where didn't we take lead or show courage, or where did we not have boundaries? Now, we're going to also have a new moon in Libra. Amazing. This is going to bring new beginnings, fresh starts to relationships, personal and professional. 23rd, we're going to have the sun in Scorpio. This is going to be a month about relationships and getting to the bottom of things. With that being said, let's get into the signs. Aries, sun, moon, and rising. Now, we kick off the month on the 6th. We have Mercury entering into Scorpio. Your mind is very much focused on finances, loans, taxes, debts, financial budgets, the money that you receive from other people, right? And where you've invested your time and energy to find those finances. Your mind is busy with this. So you can get contracts, deals, because Mercury is that. It's really great for sales as well. When it comes to intimate relationships, you're really digging deep, wanting to see beneath the surface, especially when it comes to your social dynamics and the people that you socialize with. There will be truthful revelations. On the 7th, we have a full moon in your sign. And this is powerful, Aries. This is release, letting go of what no longer serves you. This is a great purge and like shedding of layers. Mars is in Scorpio, so you are definitely looking at your finances and intimacy. Power plays, power dynamics, you've had enough. You're also now really focusing and zoning in, like, what are my goals? What have I been doing to not focus on my goals? What do I need to let go of within my life? And then on the 13th, we have Venus entering into Libra, which is great. This is going to sweeten your relationships, right? Venus is here to bring harmony to your personal and professional relationships. You could meet someone new if you're single. Existing relationships, there's like you're building on harmony and balance and fairness within relationships. Maybe you're doing something fun with a loved one, splurging on a loved one, or you're receiving money from partnerships, clients, deals, and negotiations. Venus is definitely sweetening the pot, okay? But there is a very strong energy around finances in the month of October for you, working on that through contracts, through communication, through ideas. And Venus is here bringing in the cash. And when it comes to relationships too, you're working on your intimacy and your relationships. Now, on the 14th, we have Pluto going direct in the sign of Aquarius. And this is going to give you the truth and definite clarity around your relationships and social circles and dynamics, whether it's a work situation, whether it is a family situation, a hobby group that you join. Think of every single group in your life. You gain the clarity and insight about these groups. And through that, you make choices on groups and people you want to connect to. Over the course of Mercury now being direct, you can definitely connect to groups that are more aligned to you, more powerful individuals. You'll also be very clear about your future vision. For some reason, with the retrograde, you're questioning your future vision. Maybe your future vision seemed hazy. Maybe you had to face some fears because you have this goal for yourself of where you see yourself, Aries. But to get there, there's some things that maybe you do that sabotage you. Psychologically, disbelief, all of those things will be brought to the surface. But now you gain the clarity and momentum to finally, after the retrograde, to push forward with your ideas and to see those visions coming to reality. But it's going to take you finding the power within you. Now, on the 21st, we have that new moon in Libra. And this is great. That new moon in Libra is going to offer you new opportunities over the next 6 months. When it comes to personal, professional relationships, you could meet someone new. Existing relationships can take it to next level. If it's a business partnership, you get the contract, you get the deal. Things are looking sweet. Remember, Venus is also in Libra. So this is great for money and relationships. I really like the new moon for you. This is going to help you find balance within your relationships and connect to relationships that truly align for you. Now, 22nd, we have Neptune going into Pisces retrograde. You are asked to see the truth about self-sabotage, hidden enemies. Where have you not been looking at things clearly? Neptune is retrograde, but it's entering back into Pisces. You are closing out a cycle that you started way back in like 2011 when Neptune first entered into Pisces and came back in 2012. So this is a huge cycle for you where you are clearing out the old through clarity. And with this, it's like you're going to feel this heaviness, like I need solitude, I need healing. I need to look at where I sabotage myself. Where do I get emotionally attached? Where do I attach to people that abandon me, walk away from me? What losses do I have? Like losses, grief, pain, endings. This is asking you for spiritual healing. Some of you might even get very deep into spiritual practices. If not, I would advise it. It's going to help you close out the cycle of Neptune being in Pisces, as Neptune will enter back into Aries in 2026. So you're going to be completing this, and Neptune will come back to Pisces. So it's a big time in your life for clearing out the old and stepping into your power and clearing out years of emotional hurt, emotional disillusionment, emotional self-sabotage, isolation, finding yourself lost in situations and not seeing them clearly, having rose-tinted glasses on and thinking something's amazing and then it's not. Okay, so this is really, or sacrificing yourself for relationships or people. This is a major clearing for you, Aries, that is taking place over the next couple of months. On the 23rd, with the sun entering into Scorpio, And this is definitely on point for business matters, finances, and intimate relationships. There's going to be opportunities revealed to you for finances, business partnerships, loans, taxes, seeing things clearly when it comes to your financial budget, making adjustments. It's a lot to do with finances and other people's money, even receiving other people's money during this time. And also your most intimate relationships. Some of you will have some very vulnerable, deep conversations with loved ones. You will also get to see where the power plays are, and it will be very much a healing time for you. On the 29th, we have Mercury entering into Sagittarius, and this is great for expansion, growth, spiritual belief, higher education. This is really great for just shaking up your routine and doing something new. But travel is important here. Reading, publications, if you have any legal matters, you can tend to see them very clearly now. That Mercury is now in Sagittarius. Comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this October. What are you looking forward to? You're closing out a huge cycle of Neptune now retrograde back in Pisces. And I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll respond to comments. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a huge month. Neptune is going to enter into Pisces for the final time. Neptune entered into Pisces in 2011. Neptune retrogrades back into Pisces, where it will remain until January 2026, 26th of January. So we are closing out a major cycle, okay? And this is an exciting month for you. So we start off the month with Mercury and Scorpio on the 6th, and you're really focused on your relationships, right? Personal and professional. You will be able to see the layers of truth within relationships. Any deceptions will come to light now. People will say exactly what they're hiding. The truth will want to come to you. But at the same time, with Mercury here, it's really great for negotiations, contracts, deals. You are communicating. There's a lot of communication within relationships. You're also thinking a lot about relationships intently. So if there's an issue in a relationship, right now your mind will be focused, because Scorpio gives us that focus. On the 7th, there's a full moon in Aries. And for you, it's all about shedding, releasing, and letting go. Emotional weight and baggage. Some of you will walk away from relationships. Some of you will walk away from situations. Some of you will have to revisit the past to let go of old baggage. So maybe you invited to a family reunion. And now on the 7th, after that reunion, you're now clearing out the old. You're releasing those emotions you felt during that time. This is about endings. This is about releasing. This is about letting go. You could also be needing some time at home. You will be exhausted. You're needing rest, rejuvenation. You are feeling like you need some solitude, and it's okay. You would be pretty tired. On October 13th, we have Venus entering into Libra, and this is really great. Money through work, the work that you do, a new job offer, new contracts. This is also new customers. It shows that your services are wanted. There's financial opportunities coming through to you with Venus there. Venus is at home in Libra, so this is really good for you. I can see a lot of success coming your way. You're also making your work life much more efficient for you, so you're able to get things done, right? So this is really great for your being able to move smoothly through your day. I want to mention as well here that this gives you harmony too within relationships. If you're single, you could meet someone at the gym during your day-to-day routine. In an existing relationship, you're going to care about acts of service to one another to build on the relationship. Pluto on the 14th goes direct in Aquarius. You see the truth about power plays, power dynamics within your career. Right? If you've been going through a lot within your career, there's lots of tensions. If you've been looking at the authority in your life, it can be a career, it could also be a parent. See, this is the area of life that rules over authority figures, a parent, government, anything that's an authority. And you've been dealing with a lot of power struggles. So say if you've been dealing with a government issue and you've been feeling like, oh my goodness, it's taking forever, right? And there's so much of red tape, you're going to see things move along. Okay, Pluto direct is going to give speed. So if you've been waiting for that contract in terms of your career, if you've been dealing with a boss that's just been on your case and you're hoping for a new job offer to come through, Pluto is going to speed it up now that's going direct. When Pluto was retrograde, things were slower. You had to work on your fears related to power dynamics and power shifts within your career, finding your power within your career from within. Now the power is outside of you and it's coming towards you, and you're going to make these power moves towards your career to find that success. On the 21st, we are going to have a new moon in Libra. This is going to offer you new opportunities for your work. So a new job, new role at work. If you have services, this is where you have new services that you're offering. You're doing something new. This is also great for health and wellness, self-care. You're making changes to your routine. So maybe you use this route to work. All of a sudden you decide, oh, I want to use this route, right? Easier routines. There's going to be a change to your routine that makes you more efficient and productive. It's also a great time to check in with your health and well-being on a physical level and emotional level. On the 22nd, we have Neptune entering into the sign of Pisces retrograde. Now, this is going to have you seeing things move along as well, in terms of the fact that you are closing out a cycle. This cycle started way back in 2011, where there could have been a lot of confusion, idealization of social dynamics, whether it is the job that you have, because that's a group of people, right? Whether it is the friend group that you have, the family group, you've been dealing with this. You know, when it came to your social circles, maybe even feeling a bit left out, hopeless, deceived by social dynamics, not seeing your social dynamics very clearly. You're closing out the cycle until January of 2026, and you're going to see clarity within friends and with groups and what you want for your future. You're going to gain that. You're going to be very clear about what you don't want. You'll be ridding yourself of social dynamics that are no longer suited to you. See, you choose who you associate with, whether it's the job that you applied for, whether it's the friends that you have, whether it's the family you mix with, right? It's a choice to go to a family event. So you're going to decide now, who do I want to truly be around? Who do I feel has my back? The rose-tinted glasses are off. You're gaining this clarity of like, this is what I want for myself. I see the truth about these social dynamics in my friends. They're not good for me, or the social group is not good for me, and I need to move forward with a different group. Okay, on the 23rd, we have the sun entering into Scorpio. This is about your relationships, personal and professional. There's a lot of opportunities to be had. And on the 29th, we have Mercury entering into Sagittarius. Your mind will be very busy on financial matters, debts, loans, financial budgets. You'll be very much working with your finances. There's also money coming to you, other people's money, based on what you say and the ideas that you have. This is great once again for sales. Intimate relationships. You're getting to the surface and you're sharing your most insights within your most intimate relationships, your vulnerabilities, right? This is where you can even receive a message that someone is sharing their most intimate feelings with you. Mercury is communication, whether it's via text, email, or voice. This is where you're getting these deep understandings. You might even have deep and profound understandings. You might even get deeper into your spiritual practice at this point and time. Comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. Are you excited to close out the cycle of Neptune in Pisces from 2011 that's been creating this disillusionment and betrayals within the social dynamics that you keep? Are you seeking a new way forward this October? Let me know and I will respond to you. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Neptune is going to retrograde back into Pisces on the 22nd. And so this is going to really, you've been dealing with a lot since 2011 when it came to your career, your goals, your ambitions. A lot of letdowns, intense hidden enemies, manipulation. This is Neptune's energy. It's where there's manipulation and some sort of gaslighting going on within your career, amongst the people you work with and authority figures. And Neptune's coming back to Pisces, but it's coming back with a difference as it's closing out a cycle. So on the 6th of October, you have Mercury entering into Scorpio. And this has you very preoccupied on your work life, your work, your health routine. You're thinking about it, you're communicating about it, you're receiving communication too for job offers. This is really great for improvement of your work life. If you want to take a short distance trip related to work, this is when you're doing all of those things. On the 7th, we have a full moon in the sign of Aries. And this is about your social dynamics, the people that you spend time with. There are going to be some people that you choose no longer to spend time with. You're cutting them loose. The people you choose to associate with, be a choice. Yes, if you applied for their company, it's a choice you made. Yes, the family group and event that you attended, it's a choice that you made. The friends that you keep, it's a choice that you made. The hobby group that you went to, yes, it's a choice. You gain clarity and you decide what social circles you want to cut out of your life and who do you want to move forward with. A lot of you can receive financial gains through things you've been working on in terms of collaboration and networking and teamwork. This is where you can see growth. Like, I've been working on this with my team for so long. I've been collaborating on this idea I've had for so long, and now I see it coming to fruition and you reap the rewards. A lot of you can also receive wish fulfillment for something you've been working on over the past 6 months. October 13th, we have Venus now in Libra, and this is going to influence romance, creativity, fun, pleasure for you. So it's great for dating. If you're single, you can meet someone new. Existing relationships, you're going out on dates. This is where you're also spending time with children. Venus is sweet and is benefic. If you're not seeking to fall pregnant, this offers a lot of fertility as well, okay? This is fertile ground. So, you know, Gemini, just be aware of this energy. If it's not something you want, be safe. If it's something you want, this is a time to get very busy. It's a beautiful time for relationships specifically. But if you are single and you're not seeking anyone, beautiful time for fun. This is where you have fun. You want to do something that makes you happy. You want to get involved in your hobby. If you're an entrepreneur, this is where you're making money through your creative ideas. Creative ideas are bringing in the cash. Okay? And then on October 14th, we have Pluto direct. And Pluto will go direct in Aquarius, and this is going to influence, you know, your expansion, your growth, your mind. A perception, a shift in your perspective happens, and this allows you to gain clarity going forward. If you have been dealing with legal matters and it's been taking a while, now you can see things moving along quite well. This is great for spirituality, getting deep into spiritual practice. If you've been struggling with studies, this is where you now gain the momentum and you see where, you know, maybe you realize, oh my goodness, I've been procrastinating, I've been self-sabotaging. Now you have the focus to move forward with, you know, studies, higher education. If you've been writing a book, you can put it out there. If you want to teach a course, this is where you can put it out there. This is where you have a message to share, but it's a powerful message and you're not afraid to do so. So I like that for you, right? But legal matters can really gain momentum now, like if you have a legal issue going on. October 14th, that is when Pluto goes direct in Aquarius. On the 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. And this is great for you, okay? This is all about love, romance, creativity. There's going to be opportunities for finances through creative ideas or genius ideas, right? Even if you're an accountant, if your way of doing this accounting is genius, you're getting the offers. So this is great for creative energy, genius energy. At the same time, you're going to also be, once again, in the opportunity for fertility. This is a new moon, new opportunities, right? It's a very fertile moon for you for conception. Not only just for conception, for children. If you're working with children, maybe do something new with your kids. Maybe you decide to go on a new routine, do something new, a new eating plan, you know, something to add value to their lives. But it's really great for romance, for singles and existing relationships. If you're not looking for a relationship, you just want to have fun. This is where you're focusing on what makes you happy. It's about your joy. This is where you might, oh my goodness, I think I want to do an art course, and you go and you do it. This is where you are looking for pleasure. You're not doing the course to become, you know, great at design at this point. It's just like, what makes me happy? Do I want to study music? And you go for it, right? October 22nd, we have Neptune retrograde enters back into Pisces, where it will stay until January of 2026. On the 26th, it'll leave. Now, I want you to note, Neptune has been in Pisces from 2011, took a break this year. You are completing a cycle in these next coming months. You've been dealing with a lot of disillusionment when it came to your career, your reputation, okay? This is how people saw you. It's like, you know, like illusions within your career, illusions what employers offered you, manipulation, gaslighting within your work environment or goal that you had. It's been rather frustrating, maybe even felt hopeless at times when it came to your career, right? Within these years, at some point you would have felt hopeless. The dreams or the goals or the ambitions that you have are so out of reach and out of your hands. It also brought loss too, maybe loss within career. Tough, challenging situations with employers. Now you're completing the cycle. During this time, yes, you'll be tested with these things, but you will gain the clarity on how to move forward because you have been dealing with these things. You are closing out this chapter so that you can move into a whole new chapter with Neptune in Aries next year, where you're focusing a lot on your future vision and connecting to people who are like-minded. But this really is going to feel like you might even feel like in your career, you're sacrificing every part of yourself. This is where you need to step into your empowerment and not do those things. Okay. 23rd, the sun enters into Scorpio, and you really focus on work, health, and routine. And there's lots of opportunities for work as well. On the Ninth, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, and this is great for contracts, deals professionally, and there's lots of communications within your personal relationships. So you are going to be communicating and thinking a lot about your relationships. Comment down below. Let me know how this resonates with you. What are you experiencing? What are your placements? As that will change how everything happens for you. Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. On the 6th, we have Mercury moving into Scorpio, and this is great for romance. So if you're single, you can have a lot of texts coming through and flirtation. I would say that whoever's flirting with you will be feeling pretty intense about you. This is Mercury in Scorpio. They're thinking a lot about you. They're observing you, okay? And if you're in an existing relationship, when it comes to romance, there's really deep conversations that are being had. There is going to be a square to Pluto in Aquarius, so some of you are going to have to really dig deep and seek places where you can transform this relationship in some way. Some of you will be looking at this relationship and asking yourself, hey, is this a power dynamic? Is this a manipulation? Boundaries are necessary. But singles can find people deeply attracted to them right now, because Pluto's intensity and the square brings their intensity as well. So be aware of that. When it comes to children, there can be tensions around children, like maybe the way parenting is done differently and so forth. For your creative endeavors, your mind is like focused on your creativity, and this is really great. Even genius ideas, you can really focus on what you want to bring into your life. Okay. Now, that being said, on the 7th, there's going to be a full moon in Aries. Anything you started 6 months ago, whether you were looking for a job, whether you were seeking a promotion, seeking a raise, seeking to start your own business, this is where you can see the growth coming in. This is where you reach accomplishments. You get the promotion, you get the leadership role, you get that new job offer, right? This is your reputation for the hard work you've been putting in. It comes through. This is also celebratory, something that you want to celebrate that is a goal that you've completed. A full moon is complete. We are completing something and we are celebrating it. That's what it's about. Now, if you're not in that place where your career is taking off, maybe you've been seeking work and you haven't been finding something and you're still feeling stuck, this is where you're going to have to tap into your courage. This is the Aries full moon, so it's tapping into your courage. Aries rules over your career, where you tap into your courage, where you are passionate about what you do, where you are driven with what you do. And that's what you're going to be taking on, making those changes. Like, what do I need to do? And how can I be motivated about this? Now, on the 13th, we have Venus entering into Libra, and I love this for you. This offers you some harmony and peace within your home life, with your family. You can spend time with loved ones. You can be buying gifts for loved ones. They could be buying gifts for you. Anyone that's within your heart, you let into your home, and your family. That's what you're doing. You're spending time with them. This is good. You could also be looking at your house and wanting to beautify your house, spending on buying items for the house, clearing out things within the house to beautify the appearance of the home and living experience. Now, on the 14th, we have Pluto going direct in Aquarius. Pluto's been retrograde since May, so this is going to be you asking yourself, oh my goodness, you've been through a lot with the retrograde. It showed you a lot of reality checks when it came to intimate relationships. Okay, people you've been physically or emotionally vulnerable with. So it could be a friend you shared secrets with, or it could be someone that you physically were in the bedroom with. Pluto is that deep kind of intimacy and vulnerability that we share with people, and you could have felt betrayed or you had to deal with loss. And when it came to finances, you were dealing with the same thing, right? Financials would have been a struggle. Especially during the retrograde, it's like you had to reassess your spending, your budget, your debts, your loans, and you had to rethink things there. That was the retrograde showing your reality check. And maybe if you've been waiting for something financially to come through, now Pluto going direct, you can step into your power and you can see that happening for you, which is good, okay? Then on the 21st, we have a new moon in the sign of Libra. And this is great for new beginnings and fresh starts within the home. So you could be moving home, buying home, anything new that you're doing to your home. You could be clearing out things from your home. You are making fresh starts and new beginnings within your home. Like maybe you're changing the way your bedroom looks, or the way your living room looks, the way, the home presents itself to you. So it's a great new moon for fresh starts. Yeah, when it comes to family, there can be new beginnings within the family. Births, weddings, something new is coming into your home and family. This can even be a fertile time for you. Jupiter is in your sign, and this is a new beginning and a fresh start when it comes to home. Maybe you are sorting out a nursery. You're doing something new within your home. Maybe you're sorting out a workspace. Either way, You're deciding there's something new I want to bring into my home space, and that's what you are doing. And you can see new beginnings within the family, maybe a new perspective, maybe there's some healing and the way things are moving forward and within your home life. Then on the 22nd, we have Neptune retrograde entering into Pisces. Now, Neptune was in Pisces since 2011, and Neptune is now re-entering into Pisces. Neptune took a break this year. Neptune entered into Aries earlier this year. Now it's back in Pisces, where it will remain until January 2026, until the 26th of January. So that being said, you're closing out a cycle. Neptune won't come back to Pisces after this. So over the past couple of years, since 2011, you've been dealing with having to shift your belief system. This is like beliefs about religion, about self, spiritual journey, what you thought. Like, this can be, a lot of people don't realize this, but this can be quite a troubling transit. They'll be like, oh, it has to do with travel and your beliefs, and you're just switching up your beliefs. But it comes to a point of crisis. From what I've seen and experienced, even when doing readings, it comes to a point of crisis like, oh, I used to believe that, but that no longer holds true for me because maybe now I'm going through a divorce. Maybe it's time I change my faith or religion. Maybe I believe in something different. Maybe I go back to religion. This was shaping your beliefs around yourself, your work, and what is possible for you, your sense of resilience. Maybe I believed that I was just going to be someone that was always a part of the family, but this shows you that you need to believe in yourself, put your dreams out there. That's what you've been doing since 2011. Some of you even had to deal with legal matters, whether it came through divorce or some legal arbitration that came your way, because it does rule that, having to deal with deceptions, lies, manipulations within this area of life. This goes also influence in-laws as well. So some troubles with in-laws during this time. So now you're closing out that cycle. You're regaining your power. You've been through this. This is just a cycle you're completing, where you are basically making everything solid, what you now believe. Then on the 23rd, with the sun entering into Scorpio, it's all about romance, fun, pleasure, and enjoyment, and you're all for that. And then by the 29th, we have Mercury moving into Sagittarius. This is great for your work, health, and routine, thinking about ways to make improvements, receiving contracts for work. It's rather positive for you. Let me know down below in the comments your placements, and I will respond to you. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. Mercury enters into Scorpio on the 6th, and this is a lot about communication within the home and family. So if you're looking to sign a lease, contract, deal, don't do it right now. If you could hold off until the 13th, 14th of October, I'd say great. But any new offers that come up now, if you've been working on it for a while, great. But if it's something new right now, just don't give into it just yet, because it's all about communication, negotiations, contracts, deals when it comes to home and family, especially buying, selling of home, renting of home, anything just new. But if you've been working on it prior, like last month, give into it, okay? Watch what people say to you. There's a lot of power dynamics, especially Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, squaring this energy. So don't accept any offers on the 6th of October. But very much so, you're thinking a lot about home and family. You're talking about family, thinking about past experiences. On the 7th, we have a full moon. And this full moon is in Aries, and it's highlighting expansion growth. So you can see a lot of opportunities coming for you to shift your mindset. If you've been working to study something, this is where you graduate or you complete that year. Like you get your final card and it's great, your final report on what you've been studying. You feel like, yes, I'm doing really well. This is progress. You can also just come back from a trip or deciding, hey, you know what, I need a vacay, and plan a trip. This is really great for travel, making ways to travel, higher education, breakthrough there. This is really focusing on what are your long-term distant dreams and your spiritual practices. On October 13th, we have Venus entering into Libra, and this is really great for your words. They're charming, they're sweet, you just know what to say, right? This is where you can really win people over. It's your communication, and Venus is there. Lots of people are communicating with you. It's great for texting, flirting, conversations, building harmony within conversations. If you're in sales, yes, Venus is money, so you can sweeten the pot by what you say. On October 14th, Pluto goes direct in Aquarius, and this is going to give you the clarity about your one-on-one relationships, especially if you've been dealing with power plays, power dynamics, manipulation, deception. Truths will be revealed, and you'll be very clear about the relationships around you. You step into your power, you make the choices you need to make. And this allows you, with Pluto direct, to now move forward and find relationships that are so aligned in your power league. It's about power here in relationships and finding individuals that are powerful, that align to your innate power. And that's what you are doing. Powerful moment of empowerment. On the 21st, we have a new moon. And this new moon is in Libra. This is going to bring new contracts, new deals. This is where you're communicating, expressing yourself. If there's errands, you're getting them done. This is where you're going to see the opportunity to express yourself. And if there's something you want to say, this is where you say it. Or someone has that conversation with you and it gives you clarity over a situation. It's great for publications in terms of writing a book. It's great for teaching, learning a course, or making a short little trip like, oh, I just want a weekend away. Yes. This is the energy for that. On the 22nd, we have Neptune retrograde entering into Pisces, where it will remain until January 26th of 2026. Now, Neptune has been in Pisces since 2011. It took a break this year, entered into Aries, and now it's back. With that being said, this is going to bring up past pain, past trauma, darker feelings. This is the area of life that's touching on your psychology and your intimate connections, power plays, power dynamics, where you trusted someone, had rose-tinted glasses on who they were, and then had to see clarity of who they really were. This is illusions, right? Now, you've been through this since 2011. So you've experienced this. Now this time around, you gain the clarity, you can see the signs. And with this last chapter, it's where you are finally ready to close the door on relationships intimately that are draining you, energetic vampires. At the same time, you gain clarity on finances and see how you can work with your finances in a much more efficient way so they can grow. And this is not just for now, it's all the way until January 2026 on the 26th. So this is really powerful energy for you. On the 23rd, we have the sun entering into Scorpio. This is all about your home and family. You could be moving home, deciding to move home, seeking a place to move, right? Or you are socializing more with your family. On the 29th, we have Mercury entering into Sagittarius. And this is really great for romance. This is where you are chatting someone up if you're single, or they're chatting you up. You know, you're meeting someone maybe on a trip, okay? This is really fun energy. And if you're in an existing relationship, you're taking trips together, drives together. This is where you're having some fun. This is also very, creative energy, and you have creative ideas right now are flowing. This is great, especially if you're an entrepreneur. It's genius energy, and you can utilize this for work. If you have children, you're communicating a lot more with them. You're thinking about ideas and things you can do together, right? Conversations are full of life and joy. If not, this is just a time, right? Like if you don't have kids, it's a time for joy within your life and happiness. Now, comment down below. Let me know your placements. How are you experiencing this energy? And are you excited to finally close out Neptune in Pisces over the next coming months? I know this is going to give you clarity over finances, because it would have made finances very confusing over the past couple of years with Neptune in Pisces. Virgo, sun, moon, and rising. On the 6th of October, we have Mercury entering into Scorpio. And this is where you're seeking the truth within your connections, right? This is Scorpio's energy. It's Mercury. It's communication, and your mind and truth will be revealed to you. But ideally, you're speaking from the heart. This is where you feel like there's something you need to say and you want to say it. It's all about your expression. Now, it's great for contracts and deals as well, launching a product, marketing, networking. You can utilize this too in a financial sense, but within your relationships, the truths are revealed. You can see power plays as well. You're very perceptive and very intuitive at this point in time. On the 7th, we have a full moon in Aries. This is highlighting your most intimate relationships. Yes, some of you will have breakups. Truths will be revealed here big time. This is where you'll be very clear about a relationship that is creating a lot of psychological damage within your life. This is the energy of psychological warfare. Like, oh, this relationship is just psychologically making me feel like I'm losing it. You are creating boundaries. And it doesn't only have to be romantic. It can be a friend. But whatever relationship is draining your energy, whether it's family, friend, a lover, foe, whatever, you're done. It's like you're deciding to cut the cords here. If you're in an intimate relationship with someone and it's quite deep, whether it's a friend, this is where you're more vulnerable. If it's a lover, this is where it's more physical and emotionally vulnerable. Like physical in an intimate sense. It's more private energy. This is a great time for spiritual healing, depth, trusting your instincts, your intuition. If you've been working on anything financially over the past 6 months, you could reap the rewards. You get the business contract, you get the loan, you're able to pay off debt at this time. This is really about a financial reset as well for you. This is also about spouses. You'll be very clear about spouses too and their finances. You might even have conversations with your spouse about their finances, or not even a spouse, anyone that you share financial resources with. Now, on the 13th, we have Venus in Libra, and this is great. Venus loves to be in Libra, it's at home, and for you, this is your money. So you're going to see financial opportunities coming into your bank account based on your skills and talents. At the same time, you're also inclined to spend more, so be aware of that. This is Venus's energy, and Venus loves to be here, so you want to spend more, but you also have the opportunity to make money into your bank account. So watch your spending, okay? But hey, if you feel like you want to get it, but at the same time, be prepared that this is also it's an opportunity to really utilize this energy to boost money in your bank account based on your services, your skills, your talents, and what you do for a living. If you don't have been working, is where you get the offer. This is where you get financial opportunities to boost that money in that bank account based on your skills. Okay, on the 14th, we have Pluto going direct in Aquarius. If you've been struggling now for the past couple of months when it came to your health, right, feeling ill, feeling sick, unexpected health events coming out of nowhere at you, work tensions, co-worker tensions, just feeling run down when it came to work and power dynamics and manipulation. Finally, you gain clarity on these power dynamics. You step into your power. And if you've been waiting for anything in terms of work and it's been slow healing, slow activity when it comes to work, healing because also your health, you finally can see momentum building, like health is improving, work is improving, things are getting better. You're very clear with your hidden enemies. You're like, ooh, I have boundaries. I know where you're at and what you're trying to do, and I have boundaries now. On the 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. This is great for new opportunities for finances. This is where you get the money, the offer, the job. This is where finances come to you based on your skills and talents. If you put out your resume, you get that offer. If you tried for that promotion, you get it, and this gives you a raise. This is money growth here. And you can also work on this over the next 6 months if you want to, where you're filled with ideas and you will reap the reward 6 months from now too. On the 22nd, Neptune retrograde enters back into Pisces, where it will remain for the last time until January 2026, until 26th, okay? 26 January 2026, powerful time. We are completing a cycle from 2011. Okay, so for you, this has been relationships full of gaslighting, deceptions, illusions. You thought they were amazing, and then you found that they were just not who you thought they were, okay? This is the energy of gaslighting, manipulation, deceptions, illusions. Everything seemed perfect, but was far from perfect when you got up and close and personal and realized this person was pulling the wool over your eyes. Now, you've been through that since 2011. You're closing that cycle. So there are going to be a lot of you by the time we come to January done with the relationship. This is where you are like, I can't deal with this emotional heavy energy. I can't feel this emotional drain. I can't sacrifice myself in this relationship anymore. This is going to give you the clarity, okay? Whether it's a friend, whether it's a work situation, it's all the relationships that you thought, that you idolized, that you envisioned as being great. You see it for what it is. You step into your power and you make empowered decisions. On the 23rd, we have the sun entering into Scorpio. This is really great for communication, contracts, deals, negotiations, and opportunities coming to you. And then on the 29th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius. Very much so focused on your home, your family, communication with family, traveling to see family. This is where you're spending more time with family and your home life. So it's like, you're having a lot of communication within your home. Some of you might even decide, hey, I want to rent a new home, I want to sell home because Mercury is contracts, and you decide to do something new within your home, right? Powerful time for you. Comment down below your placements and how this is influencing you, because based on your placements, it will influence you differently. And I'd love to hear from you, and I will comment back. Libra sun, moon, and rising. Happy birthday to my Libra suns. Powerful time for you. On the 6th of October, we have Mercury entering into Scorpio. Your mind is full of ideas when it comes to your money, your skills, your talents, your focus. This is where you're working on these ideas, or you're receiving contracts, deals, negotiations for money opportunities for you. On the 7th, we have a full moon happening in Aries opposite you. Some of you are going to walk away from a relationship. You're saying goodbye. You're done with that cycle. This is where you're focusing more on yourself. It is your season. Now, if a relationship is healthy, this is where you're willing to take it to the next level, deepening the relationship. Decisions will be made during this time about relationships. If you've been repressing anger within any relationship, a friend, a family member, you're going to let it out during this time. This is where you're releasing it, right? A few days before the full moon and a few days after. You're like, that's it. You need to know how I really feel. Okay, and that is what you're doing. This is also a great time for you to be very perceptive about your money. October 13th, Venus enters into Libra and you're feeling like yourself again. You're magnetic, you're glowing, you're feeling fabulous. This is giving you the vitality and energy. There's attraction energy for both money and love during this time, right? October 14th, Pluto goes direct in Aquarius. If you've been dealing with delays in creativity, slowness within creativity, slow, stagnant energy within romance, or challenges with children as well, maybe some truths being revealed. Remember, Pluto went retrograde in Aquarius May 4th. So from that time, there would have been power dynamics, truths being revealed within your romantic relationships, as well as with children, and having to dig a bit deeper, also releasing some fears when it comes to your creative pursuits and hobbies and pleasures. Now that Pluto is direct, you're going to see momentum when it comes to your creativity. You're going to see momentum when it comes to your genius ideas. And you're also going to see momentum when it comes to your romantic relationships, whether you're single or in an existing relationship. On the 21st, there's a new moon in your sign. And it's all about you. This is your personal new moon. This is your personal rebirth. This is where you're focusing on your goals, your sense of self, how you show up in the world. And you're really taking advantage of this over the next 6 months. And you're focusing on you and what you want to bring. So if you have that idea that you want to write a book, this is where you're focusing on it. You got the creativity of Pluto. You refocused in with that new moon. Okay, new goal. This is how I'm going forward. Okay. On the 22nd, we have Neptune retrograde entering back into Pisces. And this is a lot to do with your work life. So since 2011, Neptune's been in Pisces. It took a break this year, entered into Aries. Now Neptune is retrograde back into Pisces, where it will remain until the 26th of January, 2026. Okay, you're closing on a cycle from 2011. For you, it's been very confusing and things could have been very foggy in terms of your work life, your day-to-day routine. It's like you want to do this, but then you end up doing that. Things seem a bit confusing when it came to your job, your day-to-day routine, even your colleagues, people that you work with, people you surround yourself with, even your hidden enemies. Right? This is where you would have been like, oh, there's been deception, manipulation. I thought you were close, we worked together. I thought this was a friendship, or I thought you were part of my company, but not really. This is where you're going to be stepping up into your power, seeing reality when it comes to your work life and your routine, where you procrastinate, and how you can make those changes as you close out the cycle. Some of you might even be deciding over these next couple of months, you're done with the routine, or you're done with a certain job at a certain place, and you're seeking out change within your life. On the 23rd, we have the sun entering into Scorpio, and it's Scorpio season. It's all about your money. Opportunities for money want to come to you, whether it's to up your skills, whether it's to redo your resume and put it out there, or whether it is to go and start a business. You're focusing a lot on how you can get that money in your bank account. On the 29th, we have Mercury entering into Sagittarius. And this is all about seeking communication, right? Your mind is active, you're filled with ideas, short distance trips, you want to have conversations. This is all about you. So it's really about writing, networking, launching a product if that's what you're into. It's about sales too, but your mind is very expansive and you're filled with lots of ideas. You want to teach a course, write a course. It's all about your mind. So if you want to teach right now, you can. If you want to write something right now, you can. This is where you could share something online and it can really spark off. It's very active energy mentally and you're seeking out conversations with people. A lot of you even are thinking about like, hey, let's get away for the weekend. Let's do something fun. Let me go to a place I haven't been before. You're into exploring. This is also great for your spiritual mindset. Now, comment down below. Let me know your placements, how this is influencing you, because based on your placements, it would be different for you. And let me know, are you looking forward to closing out Neptune in Pisces over the next couple of months? Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Mercury on the 6th enters into your sign. This gives you clarity of thought, your mind, your speech, your intellect. You can see things for what they are. Truth will be revealed. Mercury's in Scorpio. So you have the clarity. This is great for contracts, deals, negotiations, focusing on your goals, and being very perceptive about your personal and professional relationships. On the 7th of October, we have a full moon in Aries. If you've been feeling unwell, do check your health. This rules over your health and vitality, especially if you've been pushing yourself past burnout, overworking. You're going to feel it taking a toll on you. So do take care of your health during this time. You'll notice that you're feeling a bit drained. You could also just be needing some rest. You'll also need to check in on your emotional health, your mental health. If you're seeking help during this time, do so. This is where we seek guidance from others on our healing journey, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Now, for your work, if you've been working on anything over the past 6 months, you could reap the rewards, get that work opportunity, or get a boost in the offers that you have, the services that you provide. You can see financial gain. Now, you will be making some changes to your routine. So maybe you use this route to work. Now you decide, oh, you're going to use another route that's more efficient. Changes to your work, health, and routine are vital during this time for productivity. At the same time, it's a great time for self-care. Now, October 13th, we're going to have Venus entering into Libra. This is, if you're single, you'll meet someone and it's going to be behind closed doors. So it could be an affair or it could be a relationship you just don't want to share with the world. This is about privacy. You just want to keep it private, right? It's not ready to be known by everyone. Or maybe people won't, perceive this relationship in the way you want them to, so you don't share it. If you're in an existing relationship, again, you're spending time behind closed doors. It's about healing and forgiveness. Maybe you're discussing past events and seeking healing and forgiveness, because past memories are surfacing for you. So you're having very private healing conversations romantically. It doesn't only have to be in romance. It can be any relationship that you want to bring healing towards. However, if you find that these relationships are not being healed, there's no chance. This is where you walk away. This is also a point where you are releasing emotional baggage. When it comes to finances, this is more passive income, and money from behind the scenes is what you'll be receiving, and you need to trust your intuition when it comes to financial matters. It's a great time though to give towards charity, remove things from your home that you no longer wish to keep and give it away. This is about charity, clearing out the old, and embracing your season, which is up next. So that's why it's a time and point of closure. And you'll find that throughout Libra season, you're either exhausted, needing rest, needing time out, and just dealing with a lot. You're feeling a bit of pressure. Also, Mars in Scorpio. So on the 14th, we're going to have Pluto going direction Aquarius. This is going to give you truth and revelations about your emotional feelings and what's been going on. There's been a lot of emotional weight and manipulation over the past couple of months from May 4th. Now you gain the clarity about these relationships and you find emotional empowerment. You have boundaries, you see them for what they are. And if you're in a healthy relationship, this can grow closer. You're emotionally more intimate and vulnerable with each other. Now, when it comes to your home life, this is where you can find improvements as well, especially if things have been delayed, like renovations, or you've been seeking a place and it's been taking forever. You finally can see progress. On the 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. It's about rest, rejuvenation, and time out, which is very necessary for the soul. Okay. Now, on the 22nd, Neptune retrograde enters back into Pisces. Neptune has been, in Pisces since 2011. So you're closing out a cycle over the next couple of months. Neptune entered into Aries this year. Now it is back in Pisces in October the 22nd. It will stay until January, the 26th of January, 2026. You gain clarity over your romantic relationships. There's been a lot of misconceptions, manipulations, illusions, deceptions within your romantic love life. Maybe you idolized relationships, saw them as something amazing, and they weren't when you got close It's about romance and unexpected events within your romantic life. It would have been great for creativity and creative projects, and you could have seen success through genius at that point in time. But now you know what you've been dealing with. You've been dealing with this since 2011, right? So since you've been dealing with this energy, you find a new sense of clarity about what you want when it comes to romantic relationships, and you close out all romantic connections that no longer are suited to you. If a romantic connection is suited to you, you do feel like we have a heartfelt, soulful connection. That's what Neptune is. Okay, on the 23rd, you have the sun entering to your sign. Happy birthday, it's your season. You're focusing on your goals, your ambitions, and what you want to create within this world, and you find opportunities come to you. It's a brand new you. You're feeling renewed. On the 29th, you have Mercury entering into Sagittarius, and this is about ideas when it comes to your money in the bank account based on your skills. This is where what you say and what you think seals the deal. So definitely pay attention to your thoughts, ideas, when it comes to financial gains. Now comment down below, let me know your placements, how this is influencing you, as it will be different based on your placements, and I will respond to you in the comments. Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. This is a very sociable month for you. Okay, it's a month between socializing and burnouts. Just saying. So on the 6th, we have Mercury and Scorpio, and you're feeling like, oh my goodness, I'm so foggy. Okay, you've been communicating a lot prior with Mercury and Libra when it came to your social circles, your friends, the people that you choose to associate with via choice, even work groups. You were just communicating. It was all about contracts, deals, negotiations, and communications and collaborations. Now Mercury is in Scorpio, and your mind is like thinking about the past, reminiscent. It's kind of like you're having vivid dreams. You're in a daze, okay? And that's okay. It's great for delving deep into your spiritual practices and meditation. Okay, you'll feel better. Don't you worry. October 7th, we have a full moon in Aries. And this is all about romance and creativity. So if you're in an existing relationship and it's lost its spark, you're breaking up. If you're in a relationship and you know what, the passion's still there, you take it to the next level, or you could be like seeking a way to like, hey, how can we revive the spark? But the relationships are moving to the next level, engagements, moving in together. This is all about fun and pleasure. You'll be asking yourself, hey, when last did I have some fun? And you want to have some fun and pleasure, lightheartedness, joy. You're seeking what gives you joy and happiness during this time. Okay, October 13th, we have Venus in Libra, and this has you very sociable. This is where you're getting money through contracts, deals, negotiations, social media if you work in social media. This is where the community around you supports you. So if you have a product, this is where your customers want to buy it. This is where people want to listen to you, okay? This is your community, and it's growth here, financial gain through it. If you're single, you'll meet someone through friends. If you're in an existing relationship, you're socializing with your friends and you're doing things with other people. Or you're just like socializing in big group events during this time. You could also meet someone, on the internet during this time. Now, on the 14th, we have Pluto going direct in Aquarius. Now, Pluto went retrograde in May, and there could have been a lot of miscommunications, misunderstandings, and just power dynamics within conversations. This was communications. Also siblings and relatives and neighbors. But you will just notice these tensions overall in communication. Now Pluto direct, you find power within your mind, and this gives you clarity on these relationships and how to stipulate healthy boundaries. If you've been waiting on any contracts and they've been taking long, you see momentum and progress within contracts with Pluto being direct. If you've been wanting to, launch like a product, or you wanted to put out a book, this is where you complete it and you can finally start putting it out there, putting out a course or something that is important to you. If you've been wanting to study something, you just never had the time to do it, you finally make the time and you can going forward, or even planning a short distance trip. Now, on the 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. This is great for new opportunities for collaboration, networking, contracts, deals, socializing, joining your friends. This is all about happiness and joy during this time through social connectivity. You're also focusing on your future wishes and dreams. This is where I meet the people to help me align to what I want to receive within my life. Great new moon for manifestation. On the 22nd, we have Neptune retrograde entering into Pisces, where it will remain until January 26th of 2026. Now, Neptune first entered into Pisces in 2011. So we're closing out the cycle as Neptune in 2026 in Pisces will say goodbye and will enter into Aries where it will stay. Okay. Now, Neptune has been in Aries this year, but now Neptune is closing out its cycle in Pisces. And this is all about family illusions become clear, right? Emotional illusions become clear. What's in your heart? This is like emotional truths about your roots, your surface, what's in your heart, your emotional connections to others. It is a time of gaining emotional clarity. And this could have been hard. Maybe there's been hopeless situations when it came to home and your home life and within your family dynamic. But now you gain the clarity and you can move forward. On the 23rd, with the sun entering into Scorpio, and this is time for rest and rejuvenation and time out. You're exhausted. The sun's behind you now. There's lack of vitality. Don't worry. As soon as we enter into Sag season, you're going to feel alive again. On the 29th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius. At least you have the mental clarity to focus on goals and what matters to you. And you're communicating very clearly and you know exactly what to say. Comment down below. Let me know your placements and I will share how this influences you as it's different based on your placements. Okay. Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising. Mercury enters into Scorpio October 6th, and this is all about collaboration, networking, contracts, and deals. You're socializing and you're communicating a lot within your communities, whether it's your friend group, work group, hobby group. This is the people that you choose to associate with via choice, and you're the one sharing a message. You're not afraid of leadership. October 7th, this is about home and family. Things can come to a head when it comes to home and family. There can be some tensions and conflicts. At the same time, you're feeling deeply emotional, needing some time at home. Great time to declutter your home. Some of you would have moved home or thinking about moving home and making changes within your domestic living situation, or changes are happening. People are leaving, people are coming in. This is all about your home family and changes within your home family. It's also a great time to have some boundaries when it comes to the people that you care about the most, the people within your heart or family members. October 13th, Venus is in Libra. And this is money through your career, your goals, ambitions. This is where you get the recognition for the hard work you've been putting in, and people want to pay you for what you've been doing. So you could get the contract, you could get the deal, you could get the promotion. This is where you get the offer that really makes you happy. October 14th, Pluto goes direct in Aquarius, and this influences your money directly. Since May, Pluto's been retrograde. So there's been slowness within the money that you earn, money in your bank account. Maybe you had to rethink things. Maybe you had to see power plays and power dynamics when it came to your finances. Now, finally, with Pluto direct, you gain the power within your finances. You have the boundaries when it comes to your finances. You also can see things progressing going forward when it comes to money within your bank account. On October 21st, there's a new moon in Libra, and this is bringing new opportunities for your career, your goals, your reputation. So this is where you can basically get the recognition from an employer. This is where you can step up into leadership, start a business. This is the energy of making something new over the next 6 months when it comes to your career, your ambitions, your goals. And if you're not working, this is your sense of purpose, what gives you drive. This is where you start something new and you feel so fulfilled. On October 22nd, Neptune is retrograde, but retrograde back into Pisces, where it will remain until the 26th of January 2026. And for you, this is all about communication, right? This is where you could have found with Neptune, clarity now when it comes to communication. Neptune first entered into Pisces in 2011. So we're closing out a major cycle over these next couple of months. And you could have noticed that there's been a lot of manipulation, gaslighting over the past couple of years within communication. Now with Neptune Pisces, you've been through this. You know what it is. You know your clarity here. So you know when someone's being deceptive, manipulating a situation, and you're really focusing on emotional empowerment within your communication. Now on the 23rd, the sun enters into Scorpio, and this is really great for collaboration, networking, socializing. This is you out in the world. On the 29th, Mercury enters into Sagittarius. And this is really great for you just seeking time to rest and rejuvenate. You're kind of exhausted, tired, you're feeling a bit like, I just need a mental break. And this is great. You could plan a vacation, a trip, some time away so you can gain that quiet. If not, And this is where you're just completing things. Maybe there's some work you needed to complete, but it's not time to start anything new, because this is dealing more with like privacy, letting go. Maybe you're reminiscing of the past. Maybe some past conflicts come back and now it's time to rehash them. It's also time for seeking healing and forgiveness. And if that's not working for you, this is where you can even say goodbye to some people that you've been communicating with. Now comment down below, let me know your placements, let me know how this resonates with you. It's different depending on your placements, and I will respond to you. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is a great month for you. Pluto goes direct in your sign, okay? So Mercury on the 6th of October enters into Scorpio. This is great for contracts, deals, negotiations when it comes to goals, career, and ambitions, or your overall sense of purpose, your legacy. So if you're not working, think legacy, think purpose. If you are, this is about your career, your ambitions. You get the contract, you get the deal, you get more responsibilities too here. This is about leadership roles. Communications around responsibilities can also flourish around this time. Now, on the 7th of October, we are going to have a full moon. And this full moon is happening in the sign of Aries. And for you, it's really about communication and expression. What do you need to say that you haven't been saying? This is asking you to speak and speak freely. If there's something you've been suppressing, you're going to be saying. And because it's an Aries, it could come out quite fiery. So try to express yourself without the fire, but have some fire there. You know, it gives you the confidence to say what you need to say. If you've been working on contracts or securing a contract for work, this is where you get that contract. This is that time when you fulfill something you've been working on over the past 6 months. Maybe you've been networking a lot over the past 6 months and now you get that contract. Okay. Sibling matters could come to arise also at this time. Siblings, neighbors, and people that you communicate with in general. It's a great time for completing errands. You could find yourself extremely busy. October 13th. We have Venus entering into Libra. This is great for travel, you know, like making plans to travel, great for higher education, learning. Money is great through foreign business investments, great for if you are writing a course, teaching a course, great for publications. There's powerful energy here of you communicating and speaking and putting things out into the world. Legal matters, maybe you're spending some money on legal matters or reaping the rewards financially from a legal matter at this time. Other than that, it's great for expansion, growth, spiritual endeavors, and seeking ways to expand and grow within your life. Getting outside of your routine. If you've been feeling like your routine has been, you know, making you feel stuck, you're seeking freedom. And you're not afraid to splurge on your freedom here too. October 14th, Pluto is direct in your sign, and this is where you step up into your power. You're done with the power plays, power dynamics. You can see the truth. You've been dealing with that. There's been a lot of like truths being revealed, manipulation, power plays from, you know, from work, from family members, from everybody, because Pluto's in your sign. Even though it's retrograde, you had to deal with all the deception, all the fallout, and walking away from all these situations since May 4th. Now you're like, I'm in my power. You either are stepping up onto my level or you're stepping right out of my life and you're done. This is a powerful moment for you. It's a rise of power. Yes, truth is revealed. Yes, you'll be able to see the people that are, you know, trying to be vicious here. But you have the power to step into yourself. You reclaim that power, right? On the 21st, we have a new moon in Libra. It's great for expansion, growth, seeking freedom, you know, travel opportunities, higher education, learning, teaching. Powerful time, sharing your expertise, learning through wisdom, seeking philosophy, changing up your routine, seeking freedom, vibrant energy. October 22nd, we have Neptune that enters back into Pisces, retrograde. Neptune's been in Pisces since 2011. We are completing a cycle here. So from October until January 2026, the 26th of January 2026, Neptune will be in Pisces. Now, over the past couple of years, there's been a lot of confusion around your finances. It's been up, it's been down, it's been doing all sorts of things. It's been confusing as well. There could have even been manipulation and deceptions around finances. Now you gain the clarity and you close a cycle that you've been in since 2011 over the next couple of years, especially through financial manipulation, which has been happening. Okay, but now you're in your power. You know what it's about. You can see clearly the people that are trying to deceive you financially. And you're stepping up into like, you know what, this is what I want for myself financially. I'm going to become very clear about it and focus on that. October 23rd, the sun enters into Scorpio. It's great for your goals, ambitions, your sense of purpose, and those opportunities come to you. On The 29th, Mercury enters into Sagittarius. And this is great for social energy, your social connections, collaborations, networking, online and in person. If you have something, this is where you're pitching it to your community and they buy it. This is where you're stepping up and communicating as a leader. This is where you're thinking a lot about your future wishes and dreams and vision and how you can get there, and you're collaborating and networking so you can get there. If you're in social media, this is great. You know what to say on camera, and this is great for you in terms of social media. This is a very sociable energy, but it's great for friends. It's great for going out with people and connecting to people, right? Whether it's a friend group, a family group, a work group, a hobby group, your running group, the people you choose to associate with be a choice, and you're communicating a whole lot. Comment down below. Let me know your placements. I'd love to hear from you. Based on your placements, it will influence you differently as your birth chart is unique. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. October 6th, Mercury enters into Scorpio, and it's all about travel. It's about expansion, growth, right? And your spiritual evolution. This is where if you have a spiritual message, you're sharing it. You're sharing your wisdom. You're sharing your expertise. You asked to do so. You could also seek out a guru at this time, someone with more spiritual wisdom than you have. This is where you are seeking the expansion and growth. It's great for higher education. It's great for travel. It's great for expansion and growth. It's great for getting out of a routine. You're seeking freedom. Whether it's travel or trying a new cuisine, you know, dining out in a different place, you're trying something new and it's exciting. October 7th, full moon in Aries. If you've been working on something financial for the past 6 months, you reap the financial rewards through money in your bank account. Maybe you've been applying for jobs. Maybe you've been networking. Maybe you've been working on your own business and you see the rewards from your success. If not, this is where you're reanalyzing your finances and ask yourself, what changes do you need to make to gain financially within your bank account? As some of you could see, a stream of income come to an end and you need to make those financial decisions and change. Now, October 13th, we have Venus in Libra. This is great for business, contracts, deals, negotiations, as well as spouse. If you have a spouse, they could earn more, get a raise, get a promotion. This is gains to a spouse as well. So during this time, you can reap the rewards financially because this again revolves around finances and other people's money, and how can you see that flowing towards you through your skills, your talents, and what you are doing within your life. Where you're spending your time and energy, where you're investing that, so you can reap the financial rewards. It's great for passive income as well. This also assists you within relationships. If you're single, you could meet someone new. If you're in an existing relationship, this is where you're spending time behind closed doors. Physical intimacy as well as emotional intimacy. When it comes to new relationships, this is where you're keeping it private and you somehow don't want the world to know. You don't want them to judge the relationship. It's not meant for them to know, and you're keeping it between you and that person. October 14th, Pluto goes direct in Aquarius. It's been retrograde since May 4th. Now during this time, you're really looking at like what you've experienced over the past couple of months. There's been a lot of endings, releasing, walking away from situations. It's been an emotional time for you, whether it's relationships, whether it's work, whether it was situations with family that were holding you, under emotional pressure and strain. There's a lot of walking away you've done over the past couple of months. Now with Pluto direct, you gain momentum, but this is a subconscious momentum. You have the boundaries, you have clarity, you can see things differently, and this gives you the emotional healing. This is great for delving deep into spiritual work, right? Manifestation, meditation, chakra balancing, or deciding to take something within you spiritually to a deeper level. But it's a powerful time for a subconscious shift for you. October 21st is a new moon in Libra. This is great for opportunities for business partnerships, contracts, negotiations, business investments. Now maybe you're planning to take out a loan. These are the things you're doing, or seeking out ways that you can resolve debts during this time. If you're single, you can meet someone new. It'll be very spicy in the beginning because it's like strong intimacy. And if you're in an existing relationship, this is how you're looking at how can we take things to a new level. There's also a great time for spiritual healing within a relationship, or seeking out spiritual things that you can do, whether it's learning about astrology, learning about numerology, learning about crystal therapy. You are definitely looking at spiritual aspects at this point in time. Now on the 22nd, we have Neptune entering into Pisces. Neptune's been in Pisces since 2011. This year, for the first time, Neptune left Pisces and entered into Aries. Now Neptune retrogrades back into Pisces October 22nd, where it will remain until the 26th of January 2026, and then it's going to say goodbye for good. over the past year, since 2011, you've been dealing with deception, loss, grief, where you've sacrificed yourself in relationships, deceptions, manipulations, giving yourself away, feeling lost, feeling abandoned, feeling depressed. Neptune is a very spiritual planet, but it does break down the parts of ourselves that need to break down in order to receive that, to walk a new road. It's almost like you have to turn towards faith because you've been through such a dark time where loss, grief, abandonment has happened. This is empowering you. Now with Neptune retrograde in Pisces, you gain a certain clarity of what you experienced over the past couple of years. And if there's anything you haven't resolved that needs to be resolved, that needs to come to an end, it comes to an end over these next couple of months until January of 2026. On the 23rd, we have the sun entering to Scorpio. This is great for higher education, travel, adventure. This is also great for publications. It's great for legal matters. It's great for, deciding that I want to, teach a course, and you write out a course and you put it together. This is where you're sharing something of your expertise. On the 29th, we have Mercury in Sagittarius. And over the next couple of weeks, this is where what you say, and you'll also be thinking a lot about your career, your goals, ambitions, and the ideas that you have can help you find success within your career. What you say brings you success within your career. Yes, financially too. And you can receive the contracts or deals for leadership roles, a promotion, or that offer you've been waiting for. Comment down below. Let me know your placements, as all of our birth charts are different, and I will respond to you in the comments.